Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Now I'm in B class again. This is actually from the same session as my previous video, and I'm still in the same car, which just shows the versatility of this car. And this time I'm joined by Rossi, who is in the car that this car was designed to race against, which is the Ferrari 250 GTO. And for once I haven't been involved in a pile-up at the first turn, so things are looking good already. I've got a decent lead going, but Rossi is hunting down from a little further back. He's in third at the moment and just chasing down second place. But this is the handling part of the track, so the Abarth is going to be a lot stronger here than 250 is, so we just got to wait until we can get to more of a power section of the track. So this is one lap of Nurburgring full, and I'm not going to be editing it at all, so it's going to be the entire race. And we had a decent battle literally the entire way around. Now knowing Rossi, he's definitely much better at Forza than I am, so he might have been going a bit easy on me. I know certain times he could have gotten past but didn't. That could have been due to lag or just kindness of his heart, but it ended up going down pretty close to the wire, so we're going to stick with this race literally the whole way. So now we're looking for a bit of a power section here, and just watch the top screen. You're going to see Rossi closing in on the 500 Abarth, and he's going to soon make his move on him. So if you keep looking at the top there, you can see me going into the chicane here, and you can see Rossi taking the inside line, and the next time we see Rossi, he's going to have second place. So as we finish up with the GP circuit and make our way onto the Nordschleife, it is now me and Rossi, and we are going to hopefully work together and pull away from the rest of the pack. Now another thing I wanted to announce in this video is that next week, Friday, I'm going to be doing an open lobby. It'll be at 7 PM BST, so it's pretty much the normal time I do them, I think. We'll run it for a couple hours, and you don't have to prepare any tunes or anything because it's just going to be spec racing. One of the races for sure is going to be Shelby Daytonas. Haven't really worked out the track, but if you guys do have any suggestions of car track combos that you'd like to see, go ahead and leave a comment. And as always, Patreon backers will get preferential invites, so they'll get invited before. So yeah, you're gonna have to get in there early. I'll open the lobby up 15 minutes early, and then we'll get started at the top of the hour. Just short races, so if you miss the first race, no big deal. You can wait around for a spot to open and then jump in after that. So now we're going through, we're a couple minutes into the Nordschleife part, and we've got Rossi closing in behind me. He's got slightly more speed, like literally 2 miles an hour more top end than I do. And I've really gone a bit too cautious through that long left-hander, which has meant Rossi is closing in. And now as we go down the long hill here, he's going to be right up my backside. He's got a slightly better acceleration than I do on this car, and that's really going to show as we get here, and you're going to see his arrow just get more and more orange. So we're going to keep it nice and close, and you can see we've built up a bit of a gap over the guys behind. So going through the slow section here, Rossi's going to have a bit of a look here on the inside as I run a bit wide, but fortunately for me I've got the inside line for the next corner, which means I'm going to hold the lead, and this battle will keep going. Now I don't drive the Nurburgring too much. Most of the time that I drove it, it was P2P in Forza 4, which if you guys don't know, point to point was just awesome fun to do, and those leaderboards are sorely missed from Forzas of late. So really the only time I drive this track is in the hoppers, which tends to not happen too often because people tend to vote against it, but most of the time when it comes up I do vote for it. And one of the good things especially about these lower classes is that with one lap you're not going to have those idiots who wait for you to come around again so they can ram you. Now this section of the track I almost always get it wrong, but fortunately that time I just about kept it out of the grass, which means I didn't go into the wall, and which means I can keep going with this battle. So Al Kills, whose tune this is, he's got another tune for this car, which does have, I think, a race gearbox or a sports gearbox, and I think that might have been better for this track, given that the top end of this car is limited, and it's only got 4 gears with this setup, whereas the other one has 6 gears, and that would have made things a lot easier for me on the straights against Rossi. I think that thing can easily top 160, whereas this one can only top about 157, and Rossi can do 159. So I am a bit handicapped, especially with that long ass straight at the back and with this section here. But this section was quite weird because I'm gonna get it wrong soon, or soon enough. I'm gonna get things wrong because as we come to the part where it's gonna turn right, Rossi's gonna get close. I'm gonna try and shut him off on the right hand side, but do it a bit too much and get on the grass and struggle to get off for quite a while. So I think Rossi was just holding back a bit. He didn't want me to come off the grass and crash into him, and there might well have been a bit of lag, which kind of made him hesitate with that. So he has closed in quite a bit going through that fast section, and with that left-hander earlier I was a bit too hesitant through there and lost a bit of time. Now we are coming up to my nemesis corner, which is the carousel. Now usually it feels awesome to get this right, but usually it doesn't go too well. Like I'll turn in too much into the curb, I get it there and then overcorrect and go out. So this was another time when Rossi, I thought he should have gotten past, but he said he was worried about me because I was lagging a bit, so he rather wanted to just hang back rather than get involved in a crash that neither of us caused. So through this little complex of corners here, this is a nice section. You can string together all these corners. I've gotten on the curb there a bit, but it hasn't cost me too much because, as I said in the last video, this car just refuses to slide, and it's really easy to maintain control of this car. So Rossi wasn't too keen on this section, which doesn't seems a bit strange because he was actually closing in on me, if anything. But that is Rossi. Even when he's not too keen on something, he's just amazingly fast at it. As you guys know, he's came 6th in the Le Mans Forza RC, so he knows how to play Forza. And yeah, so he's definitely a lot stronger than me, but racing against a guy like this is only going to make you better. It's only going to put you, when he puts you under pressure, it's only going to make you be able to handle pressure like that better. So now we're coming through this fast section, and in a way it's going to benefit me more because I've got slightly more handling than him, not a whole lot, but ever so slightly. I might be able to take these corners a little bit faster than he can. He's run a little wide there, and that has sort of allowed me to pull out a little bit of a gap. And now we're coming through this very fast section. You literally just tap the brakes, if that, and it's just flat out until the next right-hander. And I think from here we've got about 3 corners to go before the long straight, and this lap is really winding down now, coming towards the end of the Nurburgring, and we're still separated by a couple tenths. So this is the mini carousel, which is a really nice corner. It can really shoot you out quite nicely and give you a really good exit, which I thought I had there until I saw Rossi was just getting closer. So he had an amazing exit compared to me. And coming through this long right-hander, it's kind of like a triple apex right-hander. I've gotten on the power a bit early, and I was a bit concerned that I was going to run a bit wide. So Rossi has taken the better line, and he's gotten alongside me, and he's slowly moved into the lead there. So I'm waiting for him to get past, and then I'm going to get into slipstream. And at this point I wasn't sure yet if this car had 4 gears or 5. So you're going to see now, soon I'm going to just tap the gear change to try and change gear and see if there was a 5th, but there wasn't. So ever so slightly Rossi is pulling away because he has got that 2-mile-an-hour speed advantage over me. But not all is not lost. We still got this little complex of corners where I might have ever so slightly of an advantage on him. I'm able to get on the brakes a little later. I thought things were going to go horribly wrong there. And then coming through this left-hander, I always think it's tighter than it actually is, and I've kind of wanted to take it wide, but that didn't work out. So Rossi's going to take the lead there. That's a win for Ferrari over Shelby, and he's going to celebrate with an expensive roll of a car. So thanks for watching the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget about the open lobby. Leave your suggestions below, and I'll see you in the next one.